with head football coach Steve Johnson. And coach, a big win again last weekend, 38-14 over Hamlin. You almost acquired 600 yards of offense. Talk about your performance from the team last weekend.
Well, as we go along, even today I send an email to the guys, tell them what time practice is, when to be on the field, and I said at the end of that it's a huge day for Bethel football today. And a couple of them asked me, but most of them knew that we just think every day is it's a big day to grow. And we grew through the game. Some things didn't go as we planned. Some things might have gone better, and some things went as planned, but it's those ones that you kind of have to fight through that are really good for you. And we had some penalties that we need to care for. We're not going to blame referees for that, but we are going to understand that sometimes that the call is the problem. But if it's not, we got to do it, because we can't lose yardage on offense. We left a lot of plays out there. You can hear the 600 yards. But that kind of doesn't. It really doesn't matter. The score matters, how you play matters. Those are the big deals. And defensively, we didn't come out like we ought to. And I think that sometimes when you do that, you have a shadow. You have the shadow of a doubt, and you got to fight through that. And that's a life thing too. We talk about all the time.
Well, some of the importance of your offensive component that probably doesn't get talked about enough is your offensive line. They've allowed just 4 sacks so far this year. Talk about what they're doing well, obviously under Coach Richards, but talk about their improvement this year and how they're leader of this squad.
Yeah, Coach Richards is a great technician and a great teacher, and he's on those guys, and they have to become kind of even a play for him. Tough guys, and they're usually kind of jolly and nice, but he's done a great job with those guys. But they really understand the game. They understand what we're trying to do. They don't get over, bent out of shape if something bad happens. But they do. They're solid in their corrections. And what it does is we've just got some backs that are just electric, and they can make some plays, and they can make that. But it does really start up front with protection for Eric and Andrew, and protection flows into the running game, or vice versa, whatever we're doing.
Well, let's look ahead. This weekend you get Chicago, a team that you've never played before, and they're another undefeated opponent. So you that test. That's been before you before. How do you approach the Maroons this weekend?
Yeah, we keep picking these undefeated teams, but University of Chicago is just a prestigious place, just a fantastic university. They're coming up here. I was talking to their coach yesterday, and they're excited to be here. They know that we're pretty good, and we know that they're good, and they're 5-0, and so it's going to be a good battle. And it's really fun to have a team that is formidable, and a team that we're gonna, we got to play our best, and they got to play their best, and see what happens. And it's great that it's up here, and we can have that deal. It's going to be good weather. We'd love to have a zillion fans there, and just going. But we're fun to watch, and that's kind of a cool thing. I don't think of it really during the game, but even as we watch film and some other things, and our crowds have been great, and that's part of it.
Well, in closing, just tell us what it means to have a conference game at this point in the season, when most teams have already gotten that non-conference game at this point in the season, especially with 4 or 5 games left to go in conference play.
Well, to me, the alternative is a bye, and we had our bye early, and I'm not. Our staff, we're not great fans of byes. I do understand that you heal a little bit, but there's a rhythm that you lose, and there's some other things, and so we'd much rather play. And hopefully you're deep enough. Last week, our whole right side of our starting offensive line was replaced by Stein Johnson and Ian Fowler. Now those guys really did an unbelievable job, and I shouldn't say it was unbelievable. They're good players, and so we can plug in like that, and that's good. And I'd rather keep the rhythm going and do this thing. It would be bad if it was an opponent that wasn't pretty good. I think it would do. It'd be a little bit like a bye with a potential injury. You know what I mean? So we just take it. We don't really think about anything else but what we have in front of us, and it's a big day. Like today at practice, we got to get better. Well, Saturday, we got to get better.
Well, this Saturday, University of Chicago, 1 p.m., and looking forward to it.
Can't wait.